Welcome to the channel. If you'd like to help us out, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you after the video. Hey guys, welcome to another project that I'm doing today. It is Monday, September 6th, Memorial Day, 2021. Just got back from the cabin 2 days ago. While I was up there this past Wednesday, today's Monday as I mentioned, so this past Wednesday the remnants of Hurricane Ida hit the Northeast, and as everybody knows that watches my videos, I am in the Northeast. I'm in New Jersey, and while the area did get hit pretty bad that I'm in, the town that I live in is a peninsula, meaning three sides have water. Luckily for me, God is really good to me, but we did not get the kind of damage that a lot of my neighbors unfortunately did get. But one thing that I did find out while I was upstate, about 350 miles away, as my kids were telling me what was happening, my children are still in the house, old enough to be by themselves obviously. My wife and I were upstate. We contacted them Wednesday night, and they were telling us that there was, a ton of water. The water was starting to come up towards the curb of the house. We live on a bit of a hill, probably about a quarter mile away from the river that's in the area, and the water stopped right at the curb. But the problem that we had was the French drain that we have in our house. In the basement of our house where the laundry room is, well, that thing backed up. Right now, I mean, it trickles a little bit, but that thing backed up and the water started coming up and started creeping. And fortunately for me, about 11 years ago when Hurricane Irene hit, I installed a sub pump all the way down in that corner. So the thing that saved me was the fact that we didn't lose any power, and the fact that I did install a sub pump 11 years ago, which I'm really happy that sub pump did not crap out on us, because we would have probably had what happened back then during Hurricane Irene. We had water that was probably about this high in this basement. There was no sump pump at the time. It was just this French drain, and the drain got clogged up. I didn't, we had bought the house back in '99. We just figured, it rained all the time, the thing worked just fine. But guess when it crapped out on us? When Hurricane Irene at the time had hit. And so this time it crapped out on us again, but I was fortunate enough, as I said, to have that sub pump installed. But I do have to snake out this thing, because they're saying that now Hurricane Larry's about to hit us over here. So I got to make sure that this drain is flowing properly, because if that thing craps out on me, which I probably should change, I just need to get the time, and I don't know if I'm gonna have the time before the this Hurricane Larry hits. If it does hit us, I don't know if it's gonna. They're saying it's possibly gonna be the same, if not worse, than what we just had. Which it wasn't really a hurricane by the time it hit us. It was more like a tropical storm, but it did a heck of a job on us. Anyway, let's get to this. I have right here a sewer drain snake out auger machine. Got it from Amazon. The company that makes it is called Vevor, Vevor. Got it for $275. Reviews on it were like 401 or something like that, with like I'm gonna say 4.5 stars. And so we're gonna see what this thing does. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but we're gonna see what this thing does. It's got a 1/2 inch diameter auger on it. I don't know what's down there. I mean, it could be a sock, it could be a shirt. I doubt it's going to be a shirt, because I mean the hole's not big enough, but with the rushing water, it's possible something could have gone down there, clogged it all up, and it had the water start to back up on me and start heading down towards the sub pump. Alright, so let's get started with this. But first, what I want to do is I want to go over some of the tools that this thing came with. It came with a C cutter, a spade cutter. It came with the boring bulb, and it came with the arrow cutter. That's this one right here. These are the arrow cutters. This is good for 2-inch to 4-inch pipe. And I'm hoping that's about 2 inches down there. Let me see if I can get some light on that. It looks like about 2 inches down there. All right, so yeah, this auger comes with a air pressure, I guess, starter. Spins at about 1700 RPM. And so it comes with also these little gloves, but I'm going to use these other gloves. I feel better working with these than the ones they gave you. I don't know, these don't seem very... I don't know. They seem like they might be a little bit like get in the way. So I figure if this thing does start to bind up on me, it'll grab onto these gloves instead of my hip fingers. And that's what it's... I guess that's why you wear the gloves. Anyway, let's start feeding this baby. Oops. Stepped out of accidentally. Nothing, something you don't want to be doing. Jeez, don't know where the hell the clog is. This thing seems to be moving just fine. Well, let's see what happens. This is some tight quarters, so this auger does not come with automatic feed, which I prefer anyway. Seems to be feeding pretty nicely so far. I'm not putting full pressure on the foot pedal because I don't want this thing to be kicking out. I don't have much room to work with over here. I wish I could give you more light. Try to do that. Alright, so just now we just hit some sort of obstruction. We're going to see if we pull this thing out and it shows us what it is that we may have in there. Let's pull the snake back in. Let's see if we can get an idea of what in the hell is down this pipe. Dirt. So we had nothing. We had absolutely nothing. I don't think. What the heck is in there? Sand? Sand and dirt, some roots, nothing crazy. Strings. Looks like pieces of rug. Could it be that was all that was clogging it? You gotta be kidding me. I almost friggin' lost everything in this basement because a piece of rug I got down there. Well, what I'm gonna do, guys, is I am going to get a hose, throw it down there, and see how it comes out the other side. Alright, so I got the hose going in here. Going pretty strong. Now the other day when the basement was flooding, the kids sent me a video and this thing wasn't really going down at all. But this is a long pipe, so let's see if it fills up after some time. If it doesn't, then I'll take a ride down to the street. Oh, there it comes. There it is, backing up already. Wonder if I take the hose down there and throw it down there some. Because it seems like it's dirt that's down there. Now I could go from the street up, because this goes out to the curb, but I didn't, because this little machine weighs about 75 pounds and it's already in my basement. I figured, let me try it from here. Of course my hose is not going to reach as far as I want it to, although kind of stopping right there. Okay, well, let me go shut the water off before I get flooded in my basement again, and I'll be doing it myself. Now this is the way it's coming out of the curb. It's basically trickling out, so that means all the water will just be backing up into my house. Looks like I'm gonna have to go from this end up. I'll be back. Alright, so that French drain is completely clogged. Thank God for that sub pump I installed. This thing wasn't moving at all. Barely moving. I could see a little movement, but I mean not enough. Alright, I'm gonna go to the front now. Alright, so the only thing I can think of is possibly this tree right here, an oak tree. It's probably been here about 8 or 9 years. Maybe the roots of this tree got into my pipeline here. I do have a cutter for it, but it's not a, it's not a very efficient cutter, I don't think. But I'm going to start feeding this thing up here. It's off right now. Let's see what happens. Right there. Alright, let's get the gloves on. So whatever it is right here, and I'm thinking it might be that tree. Could take me a little longer than I expect. The tree roots may have clogged up the whole pipe, and as dirt and debris goes down there, it gets caught up on those roots. Possibly, I don't know. We'll find out. And that's why I was bringing up dirt before. Oh, let's see. Let that spin around for a little bit. Really would like to turn the water on inside, but I'm afraid that I'm going to flood the basement out before I get this thing moving properly. You know what? Let's pull it out and see if I got any roots in there. I'm going to shut it off. It's off. Let's see what we got. See if there's any roots. What's going on here? Something's got to be causing a clog. What the hell's going on? Oh, someone's caught up on something. No roots. I see an awful lot more water down here. You know what, I'm gonna go turn the water back on inside. If I don't see it coming out good enough, I'll turn it back off, right? Alright, let's see. Hose coming out of full force. Shove it in the pipe. I know the pipe's cleared, and it takes a little bit of time for it to back up, so. Meaning it's cleared of water, not of whatever debris. Yeah, it's rising. That looks like it's definitely rising. Alright, I gotta get back out there and start snaking. Right off that, you can see that the water is moving a little better than it was before. You actually see a stream. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start feeding it back up there. Let's see if we can loosen this up. Jeez, if this is a tree, that is one long goddamn root. Alright, let's spin it a little bit. Alright. Try it again. Going pretty good. Seems like it anyway. Just hope the inside of my house is not looking like a swimming pool. Looks like there's quite a bit of water going down the road. Right about the same spot. I seem to get stuck. Alright, let's give it some. Running pretty good. Alright, so where are we now? I'm almost at the end here. I gotta go see. I gotta go see how it's running inside. Be right back. What in the hell? The snake's all the way inside and it's still clogged. Alright, fellas. I got a genuine mystery. If anybody can help me out with this one. Here's the other end of the snake in my basement. And the water's still not going down. What do you suppose is going on here? Thank God I didn't call a plumber for this one. Holy cow. The only thing that I got at the end of the snake is a little bit of string and a whole bunch of water in my basement right now. What do you think about this? Give me a I'm going to pull the snake out of here, and this snake should not be causing the pipe to clog, by the way. It's too skinny. The water should be running down really smooth now. I'm going to go shut the water off, and I'm going to pull the snake out. I don't know what's going on here, guys. Anybody can help me understand what's going on here? When I get a snake that's going from the curb in front of my house into my basement, and yet the water's not going down. It's like anti-gravity. This baby backwards into the machine. This thing should be flowing beautifully. The reason I'm doing this is I want to scrape the pipe all the way through. There's no tree roots. There's nothing down this pipe. Snake went straight through. And that's it, fellas. I'm at a loss. What about you guys? I mean, it's running a little better, but you saw the water still backing into my house. So what do you think is causing this? Thank God I didn't call a plumber, that's all I know. I can say it's running a lot better than it was, but the fact that the water's still coming out into my house. Now the hose is nowhere near the amount of water that comes from the, oh, by the way, I didn't mention, underneath my house and underneath all these houses on this block, there's an underground stream that usually doesn't cause any problems, but when we get a lot of rain, it does come up, and it does cause problems when there's a lot of rain. But usually the French drain, or in the past the French drain always worked, and it wasn't until this time that it didn't. And I'm confused as to how it's possible that I snaked the thing all the way through. And I'm glad I didn't pull out the snake like I did before. I don't know if before when I snaked it was a snake actually out here dancing in the street, you know. So I'm glad I left the snake in there to see it actually in my basement, and it went straight through. Leaves me a little bit confused. I'm gonna go see what's going on in my basement right now, see if the water stopped. I didn't shut the water off because what the hell, it's already flooded. I'll see you in a bit. And there it is, people. This friggin' pipe is still backing up. Even though it's completely cleared, nothing, no roots, no obstruction, no gravel, nothing. You're not gonna tell me that this little hose is giving out more water than that underground stream. Just ain't gonna happen. Because in the past, I have run this hose down this pipe to make sure it was clear and that it wasn't getting clogged up and backing up. I just haven't done it in a little while, as you can see, because there was dirt coming up. Guys, if you think you can have an answer for this one for me, please send me a comment. And that's it. You know, I don't know if you could give a like on this one, because I don't even know if I like this. Because I got a hurricane coming at me, Hurricane Larry, and whatever the heck else comes at me after that. And now I'm thinking that I need to definitely change out that sub pump, which is about at least 11 years old, that I installed 11 years ago. That thing did a workout for the last couple of days, because right after we had that remnants of Ida, well, then we had high tide come in at about 3:30 in the morning. The hurricane started at about 6 in the evening, or the remnants of the hurricane started at about 6 in the evening. Then 3:30 in the morning we had high tide. So yeah, that sub pump is running overtime since Wednesday, and it's about to do it again because I just made the flood. Now I'm thinking there are going to be people that are going to be saying that it was the hose that was clogging it up, or the snake that was clogging it up. There's no hose in there now, and there's no snake in there now, and the water that's going down is actually the water that had backed up. That's all that's going down right now, is the water that had just backed up. Now that water should be long gone down that pipe. It should never take this long. I mean, it's going down at a trickle. That is insane. So I don't know what's going on with this pipe, or what's going on at all. I mean, this thing, you guys saw it, the snake came all the way from the street straight up all the way up to here, and it was just laying right here. So there's nothing obstructing this pipe. And I snaked it, backing it out, and I'm still having problems with this pipe not actually draining properly. Okay guys, here's the riddle. The riddle is, if I have water coming in and there's a pipe that can be snaked, and that pipe is snaked with something that is larger in diameter than the thing that is feeding the water into the basement, what is that thing that is being flooded, or that is not working properly? As you look at this, this is actually larger, slightly larger in diameter as the hose that's feeding the water into the pipe. The answer, my French drain. For some reason, my French drain doesn't work like everybody else's, because it just keeps filling up, and even though I'm snaking it with something that's bigger than the thing that's feeding the water into it, it's still backing up. I don't know. What do you think? Hope you enjoyed that video. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, click one of the videos that are hovering, and click that subscribe button. Appreciate it.